What is it with video games and horrifying bathrooms? What kind of world do we live in where it's rarer to find a clean, functioning bathroom than it is to find one that's covered in blood, hiding thugs who want to beat you up, or fuller of evil spirits than my grandparents' liquor cabinet? Just ponder these video game bathrooms of which you'll want to steer clear, unless you work for crime scene investigation. And even then, ideally.
Watch out. The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you?
Back in happier days, the haunted house from Hideo Kojima's horror joint PT would have been a prime piece of real estate. It's got nice high ceilings, attractive windows, balcony overlooking the hallway, and get a load of that parquet flooring. That ain't cheap, friends. Sure, the place could do with a tidy up, and if it were my home, I'd relocate the refrigerator somewhere more convenient, like say the kitchen. Apart from that though, you'd think this place would do well on the open market. Then you see the bathroom. For one thing, it always seems occupied, even when you're the only one in the house. Then when you finally do get in, it's clear this place hasn't seen a toilet brush this side of the year 2000. There are cockroaches everywhere, the mirror is filthy, and someone's left something in the sink. It also becomes reasonably clear the bathroom was the scene of a grisly murder, one that is being audibly reenacted on a regular basis, or at least regular enough to disturb your morning shower. And you can't even shave in the mornings without ghosts vibrating in the mirror behind you. Still, at least the toilet paper is hung in the correct overhang position. That's right, you've got to have some standards.
Ah, Miss Roivas, I'm pleased to meet you. I trust you had a pleasant trip?
Yes, I suppose so, considering.
The Roivas family mansion from Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem is already a pretty spooky place to hang out. What with the unexplained noises, weird visions, and actual ghosts walking through the walls. That said, the mansion is also absolutely gigantic, which probably means there's more than one bathroom. I mean, you'd hope. The Roivases didn't pay $1 million for a mansion where they'd have to queue for the loo, I'd expect. Anyway, that means you should be able to completely avoid using this upstairs ensuite washroom. It does include a lovely cast iron claw-footed bathtub, but also includes a horrifying vision of you lying dead in said bathtub, which ruins the relaxing spa vibe, no matter how many scented candles you've got. Yeah, I think I'll probably just take a shower in the next town over while holding a baseball bat.
I don't know what we were expecting from a dilapidated public restroom at night in an inner city park. But even by those low standards, the waterside restrooms you encounter in Final Fight are so gross and menacing, we'd happily cross our legs until we made it to the next Starbucks. First, you're lured in with a cute dog in a classic Mad Gear gang tactic, then you realise too late that you're now in Metro City's worst bathroom. The first thing you'll notice is that the floor is littered with weapons. I mean, pipes I could understand if they'd fallen out of the plumbing system, but samurai swords? Was a samurai in here earlier, put his sword down when he went to the bathroom, then forgot it when he left? So many questions. The facilities are filthy, with doors kicked in or covered in graffiti, the majority of which is the word sexy, written over and over, which is a generous assessment of this run-down murder toilet, even if that is what you're into. Ooh, and speaking of murder, this toilet is full of murderous thugs who want to murder you. In short, I don't care how badly you need to go, steer clear of this bathroom. And whatever you do, Cody, don't eat that chicken. How did the toilets in a public park get this bad anyway? What's the mayor doing? Oh, right.
What's going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris, and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay then, I'll try the door on the other side.
As a rule of thumb, if you're ever faced with a bath full of murky water in a survival horror game and asked if you want to drain it, you say no. Clearly Jill Valentine of the Raccoon City Police Department STARS division never got that memo, because when faced with that exact situation in the original Resident Evil, she chooses to pull the plug to see what's lurking in there. You'd think she'd already find out when she put her arm in to pull the plug out, but whatever. Anyway, surprise, it's a zombie, who was just trying to mind his own business with a nice relaxing soak in the tub, and now you've ruined it, Jill. No wonder he's angry. Still, the Raccoon City CSI team is going to have a hard time figuring out what went on in here now that the floor is awash with dirty bathtub water and zombie brains. At least the toilet itself looked pretty clean. Oh, thanks a lot, Jill.
Hey, you don't look terrible in a TranStar uniform. How's your eye? Still red? I know the test might seem a little unconventional, but it's a you family tradition.
Prey is set in 2032 and places you on the opulent Talos 1 space station orbiting the moon. As is so often the case, the entire place has been overrun by a hostile alien species. In this case, it's creepy smoke monsters called Typhons.
That was a phantom. Typhon Anthrophantasmus. Keep moving.
Believe it or not, that unfortunate guy used to be a human before he was consumed by a smoke monster. I can only assume he was one of the cleaning staff, because while the gorgeous plazas of Talos 1 are decorated in an Art Deco style reminiscent of 1930s architecture, the bathrooms look like they haven't been cleaned since the 1930s.
Cyanide aptitude available.
So you can successfully create an orbiting moon base staffed by some of the greatest minds of many great nations, but you can't put some bleach around the rim. And it's not just a hygiene issue, it's a health and safety nightmare. With a dangerous alien life form that looks like animated black soot on the loose, you'd think they'd want to mop up the black bathroom sludge in which it could easily be hiding. No such luck. I'm just gonna go sort out that bit of black mold in my bathroom.
What about the others? I've got a safe read on you and Beckett. No trace of anybody else.
Horror shooter F.E.A.R 2 Project Origin is full of the sort of jump scares that might be a real challenge if you're bursting for the loo. I don't need to go anymore. Even if you did make it to the toilet though, in the hospital level of the game for example, it's not exactly going to be a pleasant comfort break. There are a plethora of bathrooms in this place, each more sanity-shredding than the last. Almost every cubicle seems to be occupied by someone who may well have led a rich and full life, but who will forever be known as Dave who died on the toilet. R.I.P. Dave, you were my number one. I mean favourite, I'm sorry. And even if you think you can just dash in and use the urinals, you'll be stepping over corpses to get to them. I mean, maybe this guy just slipped instead of being murdered by vengeful spirits or shot in cold blood by heartless Armacham soldiers. But if you really, absolutely have to go, then be warned, you might be being stared at by a horrifying ghost lady. Oh no, I can't go if someone's watching.
Jigsaw, the killer from the Saw horror series, spends all his time thinking up increasingly ingenious ways to imperil his victims. Take the reverse bear trap, for example, in which you find yourself at the beginning of Saw the video game. This is a deviously macabre torture device of Jigsaw's own invention, designed to rip people's faces apart when its timer hits 0. With all these complex death traps he has to rig up, is it any surprise that Jigsaw doesn't have time to break out the antibacterial wipes and make his bathroom sparkle?
Oh shit, what did you do?
Even student accommodation doesn't look as bad as the bathrooms in Whitehurst Insane Asylum, where the game takes place. Please observe the missing tiles, broken urinals, and televisions showing creepy ventriloquist dummies.
Escaping this room will require teamwork. Activating the panel will open both doors.
Need I point out that that trailing electrical cable for the TVs is a real hazard in there? Oh no, wait, that's probably one of those ironic death traps, isn't it? The worst part though is that instead of giving his toilet bowl a dash of citrus fresh bleach, Jigsaw has instead filled it with used hypodermic needles, and you'll have to rummage around in there for a fuse to escape the bathroom.
As for the toilet, I've gathered refuse from the obsessions of drug addicts.
Ah. So when you do grab the fuse, your arm comes out looking like one of those spiky caterpillars you see on wildlife documentaries. What's the point of surviving a death maze and emerging blinking into the sun if you're just going to die of tetanus from a rusty used syringe? Honestly.
Are you barefoot? Oh shit, Luck. Getting across that glass is gonna hurt. You aren't getting my shoes.
Alright, we'll allow you a quick bathroom break, but only after you've clicked one of these other videos from Outside Xbox. We've got stuff from us up here and stuff from our sister channel, Outside Extra, down at the bottom. And if you want to subscribe for more of this sort of thing, then click the subscribe orb. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.